I will do my best to communicate in the best way possible. So um, I hope you can hear me, but it's just normal call. So, but we should just be fine and continue. So I'm really happy to have you today. Thank you for joining us as we continue with the boot camp. And today we are going to continue learning from where we stopped from. So I'll keep on sharing our videos, the videos that we had, the videos that we learned in the previous sessions, but it's just a continuation of what we did. So thank you for creating time to joining and follow. Just do your best to follow through, and then even after this session or during this session, just practice, and then uh, we will just do our best to make sure that we follow up with you to create your ideas. So uh, about your, let me see, I think some have not joined with audio. Okay, fantastic. So just a reminder of what we did last week. We introduced you guys again to the program and told you the expectation of the coders at American Spaces Kenya, what you're supposed to create, and we wanted to guide you through. We are willing to guide you through your project creation phase in a way that you're coming up with projects that impact your local community in the areas of health, economy, democracy, and security. So we are going to share with you forms, Google Forms after this session, so that you can fill out those ideas, and then we'll reach out to you and refine it together. So watch out for that. We are super excited to follow up with you on that. So last week we were able to introduce you guys to Kodular, and you are able to learn a little bit, to learn on areas of mobile app development, on how you can be able to begin and how you can be able to create a mobile app using Kodular. So I'm going to continue from last week, but feel free if you have any question, just raise your hand or even unmute yourself and ask the question. We will be very happy to answer you. So in the meeting, we also have Ms. Shamim Matunda. She's also from Pwani Techno Girls. So in case you find that she's answering your questions, usishtuke, she's one of us. She's part of our team members. And she's always also ready to help in case you have any questions. So let's begin. Let's begin. Let me share my screen. So as I'm opening my screen share, last week we introduced mobile app development, and we talked about the various tools that are out there for you to develop, or the various tools that you use to develop mobile apps. And these tools are really efficient in a way that there is the low code, no code tools in a way that you can create mobile applications with very minimum code. Though what I can say about Kodular is a low code tool, because at some point as you are growing, you'll find that these blocks really require you to understand the deeper concepts of more of coding in a way for you to apply for you to create your mobile applications. So Kodular is a low code tool, but we have MIT App Inventor. MIT App Inventor is a no code tool because it does not have also components that can really engage you in terms of coding. We also have Tankable, and we are going to show you as we go along in this session. So we will stop at 11:10. At 11:10. So this session is 1 hour, and then 10 minutes just in case you have any questions. So from the previous session, when you go back to creator.kodular.io and then log in with the email that you used to log in, you'll be able to find that your project has been saved. your project has been saved, and you can just click on it and it will load for you, and it will load from where you stopped from, like that. So Kodular saves your project live online. It saves your project. So there's no need of you maybe saving again and things like that, because from where you stopped from, or from where you stopped, it will always save your project. Great. So in case you're joining us with a laptop or anything of that sort, I'll just give you a few minutes uh, to do the necessary to make sure that you open. But it's just a matter of you going to codular.io, creator.kodular.io, creator.kodular.io. And when you go to creator.kodular.io, just log in with the Gmail account or with the account that you used, with the account that you used to join in, or with the account that you used to create your program or to create your app. So you'll still find what we were talking about last week. And I'm just going, before we continue, I'm just going to refresh what we did, because last week we were able to learn about some aspects. We're able to learn about some aspects in Kodular. Like Kodular is divided into 4. When you open the Kodular project in the designer section, as you can see, it is divided into 4 areas. We have the palette section, and in the palette section, you can be able to see subgroups. Like in the user interface, you find the common user interface elements, like, of course, a button, checkboxes, date picker, floating action button. I know most of you know what floating action button is. It's very similar to that WhatsApp. When you open your chat list, you can click, there is a button there. Then we have the layout group, and it has 4 subcategories. We have in the general section, which we are going to use a lot, and this is basically arrangements in which you can arrange components in your screen. For example, if you want to arrange your screen vertically, you can use a vertical arrangement. Or if you want to arrange vertically and it scrolls, a vertical scroll arrangement. And the same applies to horizontal arrangement and horizontal scroll arrangement. We also have grid view and card view. This is in the general. Then we have lists, of course, whereby it is a list view and list view with image and text. Then we have navigation. Navigation is basically like bottom navigation, and then we have side navigation, tab layout, and view pager. View pager is actually a slider in which you can swipe your screen and it shows you a particular screens, particular pages. It's like a slider. So but it's the entire screen. Then lastly, we have views. Of course, chart view, bottom sheet. Bottom sheet is it just pops up, and then with a couple of options. Then view flipper is very similar to view pager, but only a section of the page. Then web viewer, surface view, gallery viewer. These are elements in which you can utilize. So we also have media. Of course, you know what media components are, and then like camera, image picker, QR code scanner, things like that. And then we have drawing and animation. In the drawing and animation, you can create a simple game. So what am I saying? You are not limited with options. You have a playground in which you can create an application with as many features as possible. So we are just here to make sure that you refresh in this. And then based on what you have learned, we are going to guide you towards how you're going to create your project. So how will that happen? How will that happen? We'll make sure that when you guys share with us your projects, we will reach out to you during the entire ideation process and then help you refine your project. When you refine your project, we will guide you on how you are going to create these projects again. So we'll be having these boot camps. So when you send in your projects, okay, when you share with us your projects, and then you show like you are pushing yourself towards working on these projects, we will share with you another form in which we will support you with internet. So we are going to, this is the second week of boot camp. We are going to stop the boot camp in the fifth week, okay, in the fifth week. So we have 3 more sessions from today. When today's session is done, we are going to have only 3 more sessions, only 3. And then from there, we start with ideation and then creation of projects. So from there, that's when we are going to share with you airtime, with airtime to support your projects. And then you'll be able to work on your projects on June. And that's why your name is, I mean, your category is June. So you're going to work on your projects on June with our support. And then after you work on your projects, we will be able to make sure that you submit for judging. Again, if you will be interested in continue in acquiring your skills, we will share with you the 21st C Skills platform, in which you can acquire certification for free, because we at Polytechno Girls are their partners. So we'll make sure, watch out for that, and you'll be able to join the 21st C Skills and acquire these skills. So any question up to that point as I'm opening the notes? Oh, great. Great. So I remember when we started last week, of course, we mentioned a couple of things, but yeah, we mentioned a couple of things, created a Firebase database and things like that. So we also reviewed other tools before we started working on this, and we'll keep on sharing with you these notes. So we created this screen last week, whereby we had a user interface, or we had an introductory page in which you can be able to, I mean, in which it introduces you it introduces user to what your app is in brief. And then from there, we are going to create the login screen. We are going to create the login screen. So let me go back to the Kodular screen. And then how do you create a newer screen? You just click on the add screen button, very easy. And then you rename it to login. Lowercase is better, because with lowercase, you can be able to reference it better in the block section when we reach in the backend. So I'll click on create. So after I click on create, you'll be able to see a screen that populates like that. You'll be able to see a screen that populates like that. So in the login here, you yeah, in the login here, you can be able to change the title. So how do you change it? You just scroll down in these components, and you'll be able to find title there and change it to login. But it's not a must, because you're not going to show the title. So for us not to show the title, we'll click the title visible checkbox to uncheck it, so that our title does not appear. And then we are going to center everything, align horizontal center, align vertical as well center. And then having this, we can now drag and drop other components. As you can see from this page, let me just present in a short while. As you can see, present. As you can see in this screen, we have our icon, we have our icon there. And then we have our texts. And then after our text, we have 2 text boxes for email and password, and then login. And then if someone is new, they can sign up. If someone is new, they can sign up. So these are the components that you're going to use. You're going to use an image, a label, and text boxes, buttons, and spaces. So it's as simple as that. So let me go back to Kodular. I think on second thought, a line vertical should just be top, because on smaller phone, it might scroll. So I'm going to also check on scrollable. like that, so that in case it is a smaller phone and our items have exceeded the height, it will just scroll. So the first thing we are going to drag is from the layout section, general, and then we are going to drag a space. After we drag a space, we are going to give it a height of 25 pixels, like that. That's done. Then we come to the user interface. Coding with Kodular is very simple. Coming to the user interface, drag an image, drop it there, give it a height of 100 pixels. I'll confirm that in the width of 100 pixels. Sorry, I'll confirm that so that we are accurate with our figures. Let me 100 pixels. Okay. And then for the image or the picture, it's that app logo. And then after that, so let me just confirm if we did 100, yeah, it's 120. So I'll just change that very quickly, 120 pixels. Even if, or if you just type 120, it will know that it's pixels automatically. And that's done. And then you can either use scale picture to fit or just leave it as it is, because this picture is a perfect square anyway. Then after that, you click on the screen component, and then you go back to the layout section, general. I think there is a question. Okay, so Lydia, you're asking, hi Joan, can we have the user interface screen enlarged? Of course. Sorry, let me enlarge it for you so that you can see it properly. Okay, give it a moment. It's just going to enlarge. Oh, great, like that. So let me enlarge it. I think, let me hope if that is a bit visible, but is basically, you can be able to minimize like this so that you can just see what we are playing around with in case it's bigger. So the moment it disappears like this, don't worry, you can still go to the, you can still click on this arrow there to access the components that you need. So great, great. You can even minimize this if you need. Anyway, so after that, we are going to the layout, and in the general section, you're going to drag a space, drop it there, and let me minimize this. And then in this space, you're going to give it a height of 20 pixels, like that, and that's done. Then after that, we're now going to drag the text boxes. Text boxes. So before we drag the text box, as I can see, we had, let me see if we have any, okay. Is anyone able to see my screen? I think Lydia is asking, can we have it as the first screen instead? You still can't see. Anyone who can't see the screen, just let me know. Anyone in the comments, you can just let me know if you can see my screen so that you can proceed. We don't want to leave you behind, Lydia. Okay. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. I can see you're saying just increase the front view. Hmm. Let me increase again. Oh, you're asking about this one. I hope that's what you mean. But for me, when I'm dragging the components, I'll be minimizing it a little bit. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so when I'm dragging the components, you'll be able to see it like that, a bit minimized, because we will be able to, yeah. Oh, great. I hope this is suitable for you, Leila and Lydia. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for that. Oh, great. So we can proceed. So what I'm going to do, or what I'm going to do from or rather what I'm going to do to make this to make us move faster is I'm going to drag all the components that we need, minimize that one, and then edit it in the properties. So after this, okay, let me see. Okay, Lydia, I'm really having it exactly a Saturday session. I don't know what you mean by I don't know what you mean. Anyway, let me know in the comments and see if there is a way I can help. Okay, so after we drag a space, we are going to the user interface components, and then we are going to drag a label, and this label will edit the properties a bit later, but it's the one that will contain the text Smart Salon login. And then I'm going to the layout general, and then drag a space like that. And then we'll give it properties as we go along. And then I'll go back to the user interface, and then you'll be able to see a text box. Yeah, so drag a text box. That text box will contain the email property, and then we add a space first, space like that, and then come back to the user interface group, drag another text box that will contain the password like that. And then after you drag that one, so if you didn't attend the session last week, we have videos. You can't go back. It is going to be unfair to those who joined. So you have to watch the videos, okay? Kindly watch the videos. Hey. Okay, Lydia, I'm not getting you completely. Shamim, maybe you can interpret for me. Anyway, let's go to the general group and then drag another space. And then finally, we drag a button. That button will contain the login button. And then after that, we shall drag the second last space in the general group like that. And then after we've dragged that, we're going to drag another button. And this button will be leading people to the sign up page. And then finally, we are going to drag the last space. And then let's edit now the properties. I'll minimize that and now edit the properties. Okay. So let me see your questions or your queries. Okay. Great. Now, if you didn't attend the session, just follow. It's very comprehensive. Just follow, and then we will share with you the videos of the previous session. Okay. Do not feel left out. Just follow, and then have an open mind as you're following, and then we will share with you the videos, the previous session and this session as well. Great. So let's edit the properties. This one we can rename it to. Okay, let me push this somewhere. Yeah, we can rename this to app title, okay? So that we can find it easier in case we go to or in case we are going to use it, or in case we want to use it in the properties or in the blocks in the block section, that is in the backend. Okay, so in this app title, we are going to change a couple of features. For example, we are going to make the font bold. The font size, we are going to make it as 18. And then typeface, we are going to use font awesome 5 regular. And then height and width, you're going to leave it as it is. And then for the text, we are going to use to type smart salon. Yeah, smart salon login, so that users can know that they're coming to the login page. And then we are leaving everything as it is, smart salon login. On second thought, we can make the width as 80% so that it is longer. So you can just type 80% with a percentage sign. for it to be as it is. And then text alignment, you can select center so that it's at the center. Now let's edit the properties of this space. We are going to give it a height of 20 pixels. So that's very easy. We're just going to type 20 like that. And then for this text box, we'll rename it to email field, okay? So that we know what we are interacting with in case we go to the backend. Email field. And then in the email field, we are going to give it some properties. Font size, we are going to change it to 15. Typeface, we are going to use font awesome 5 regular. And then height, we are leaving as it is. Width, we are going to give it 85%, 85% width. And then hint. Hint is really important for you to change because that's what the users are going to see. So for the hint, we are going to use to say enter your email. Enter your email like that. And then for input type, you're going to choose email. Input type, choose email, so that the keyboard will change in a way that a user can be able to just input email. It will have an @ a .com sign, so that they can be able to put in email easily. And that's it. Then after that, this space 4, you're going to give it a height of 20 pixels again. And then we are going to this text box, the password one. Rename it to password field. Password field, like that. So after you rename it, you're going to give it the same properties as the previous one. So we are going to start with font size, font 15. Typeface, we are going to use font awesome 5. I don't know why I'm obsessed with roboto regular, but yeah, font awesome 5 regular. And then height, you're going to leave it as it is with 85%. And then hint, enter your password with 3 dots to just tell the user that they should input the password. And then input type, this is really important. Password. Input type is password. Okay. And then we leave everything as it is. Then space 5. Space 5, you're going to give it a height of 20 pixels. This is super easy. And then for this button, we are going to rename it to login btn. Login btn. The way I've renamed mine. So login btn. So after you've named it as login btn, let's give it some properties. You're going to give it a background color of pink. Of course, we chose pink, but let's say if you're into purple, choose purple. And then font bold, of course. And then font size, you're going to give it 16. But by default in material design, buttons often have 15 pixels font size, okay? So typeface, font awesome 5 regular. Height, you're going to leave it as it is. Width, you're going to put 85% as well. And then for shape, as you can see, the button is just, it has sharp corners. So we can just choose rounded, okay? We can choose rounded as the shape. And then after that, the text, you can change it to login, one word, and then the rest you can leave it as it is. So after that, we are going to now change the space. Let me see if, okay. So great. So in this space, you're going to give it a height of 20 pixels as well. And then for this button, we are going to rename it to, what is it? You're going to rename it to sign up, BTN. So why are we having this? In case a user has come into the app and then they want to go to sign up, they can be able to, in case they don't have an account, you can quickly direct them to the sign up page. Great. So let's edit the properties. Background color, we're going to choose as none. We are going to choose none as the background color and then click on set. Font bold, of course. Font size, we are going to give it 15. Typeface, font awesome, 5 regular. And then height, we're going to leave it as it is. Width, we are going to give it 85%. And then shape, it does not matter because it's a colorless button. Then the text you're going to say, don't have an account. Then question mark, sign up, like that. Then for text color, we are going to put the pink one. The one which is the background of this, we change it to the pink one, like that. And then space 7, you're going to give it a height of 20 pixels. And we are done with that screen. So Laura, you're asking what does BTN means? It's just a button, a short form for button, and we're just renaming it. Actually, this renaming, you can put any name that you like. Okay, you can put any name that you like. So for us, we've just chosen, we've renamed it. There is no criteria in which the words, you can even use Swahili words. Yeah. So that is in the renaming of the components. But BTN is just a short form for button. Button. Let me know if I've answered your question, Laura. Great. Fantastic. So after this, there is a trick. Let me just minimize this. Oh, fantastic. I'm happy that I've been, yeah, great. So let me just go to the normal view and then make sure that this is visible like that. And then what I want us to do next is to learn a couple of concepts of duplicating a screen. You know, sometimes there is always no time for you to be coding and for, for you to, drag and drop components here and there again. So if you can see this screen, let me just show you. This is the login screen, let me just present it in full. So with Kodular, you can be able to duplicate screens. Okay. So here, by there, I'm going to drag a few components, non-visible components. As you can see, there is a non-visible component called notifier and tinydb1 that I've not dragged. I'm going to drag and drop there. So in the user interface design in the login, you can just use, or you can duplicate that screen and then change a couple of components because it's really very, very similar. Okay, it's really very similar. So this is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do. I'll go back to the Kodular page, and then we are going to drag the non-visible components we are speaking about because these are the components we are going to use in the backend. So I'll drag a notifier, drop it there, and then after notifier, there is in the storage group tinydb. Tinydb, you're going to drag it and drop it there. So notifier and tinydb are non-visible. You won't be able to see them, but you're going to utilize them. Like tinydb helps you to store data in the, it helps you to store data in the mobile app, or it's a database, and then a notifier notifies the user on particular actions. For example, if they've not inputted their credentials well, you can notify them. It's the sort of a pop-up. You can notify them and tell them, please input this, and so on. So that is one trick about having a non-visible component. So when you see that we're using a non-visible component, don't get scared or such, because we are going to utilize this more and make sure that you guys are able to experiment that and install this in your phones. Now, what we are going to do next is we are going to duplicate this entire screen, or we are going to copy this entire screen and change a couple of things because it's very similar to what we had. So how do you do that? You click on copy screen there. And then instead of screen 2, we'll rename it as sign up, like that. And then click on copy. So it will take a bit of time for it to load, and then that's it. You have copied the entire screen. It's very similar to the one that we had, but of course it's very similar, but we have to customize this to look exactly as the other screen. So that's the beauty of having this, or that's uh, the beauty of having a this tool, because you will be able to copy and paste screens and even copy and paste elements. Great. So just as you're copying and pasting, be careful. Just know where these components are, and be careful in renaming, because you might get confused and not know where elements are located. So here in the Smart Salon, instead of Smart Salon login, the text should be Smart Salon register, because users will be registering with a new account. So what we are going to add here, is, what we are going to add here is, we are going to make sure, we are going to copy this email field and paste it at the top, because we want to have a name field. Because in the registration page, you want to collect the name field. We are going to collect the email and password. Okay, so this is going to be very easy. You can right click and then click on copy. You can right click and then click on copy, and then you can right click again and then click on paste above, like that. Okay, so that we have that copy of the email field at the top. Alternatively, there are two different ways of doing this. Let me just delete that. Alternatively, you can just right click and then click on duplicate. But let's use copy. Let's use copy. So right click and then copy, of course, and then right click and paste above. I like the one which involves copying, because you can decide where to paste. So this is email field copy. We are going to rename it to name field instead of email field. As I said before, just always be careful if you are copying, because I've introduced you to the concept of copying early. So I've said we are going to rename it to name field, like that. So after you've shared that, or after you've renamed it to the name field, we are going to copy a space. Before we rename, we are going to edit the properties here. We are going to edit the properties. So instead of enter your email, ensure you change that to enter your name, because copying sometimes and pasting, it can be confusing in a way that you can forget to change a couple of things. Then when you install the app, you can be able to see enter email again twice. So be careful. Then the input type is just normal, like that. So we have the name field and the email field. We are supposed to put a space in between. So I'll copy this space 3 there. I'll click on copy, and then I'll paste below, so that you can have a bit of space there. So there's no need of renaming that space, because actually you're not going to use it in the backend. So here we are going to rename, this one is not sign up button. Okay, this one is not sign up anymore. This one is where is it? Yeah, this one is the login button. Okay, we are going to rename that to sign up. Of course, I can see we've renamed it to sign up already. And then instead of login, we are going to use the term register. Register, very simple. And then this one will be to login button. Let me rename that to login, to login button. So in the to login button, instead of don't have an account sign up, we are going to change it to already have an account. Then we say login, like that. And just like that, you're done with this screen. Just like that. So let me just make sure I've renamed the components as we agreed before, because I can see in the login screen. Yes, in the login screen, I think this one is a login button. Yeah, it's login. Yeah, it's correct. Yeah, so the login button is as it is, then to sign up button, great. So make sure that you are very consistent. This button in the login screen should be login, and this one should be to sign up BTN. And then in the sign up screen, you have to ensure that first of all, when you copy the name field, you you rename it first of all to name field, and then the hint should change to enter your name, and then input type, it's no longer email, you change it to normal because it's just a name. And then the rest you leave it as it is because you have email and then password, and then register. This one is sign up button, or you can call it register button. And then this already have an account login, it's to login button, it's to login button. And we are done with that page. So we're going to create another page, which is a bit complex, okay? It is a bit complex. And then from there, I'm going to give you a small assignment, or if just for you to have a look at and try it on your own. Okay, you're going to give you a small assignment for you to try on your own. So, any question up to that point? Oh, great. Now we are going to create the dashboard page. Let me just share with you the screen on how. Oh, I think we have a question. Okay, the text box above register stands for for password. Let me come back to Kodular. It stands for password. Let me just come back to Kodular. Actually haven't changed it. I actually haven't changed it. There is this text box here. It's password filled. So what I did is I copied the entire screen and then pasted. And then added only the name field. Email field remained as it is. Password field, it remained as it is because during registration, you're going to collect name, then email and password. Okay, so I just left it as it is. So it's a password field. Great. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Great. Now, any other question before we come to this? This other user interface is a bit complex, so I really need you to pay attention. It's going to take us a few minutes to create, yes, but it's going to be very complex, not very complex, but rather engaging in terms of engaging in terms of populating data. So, Joanne, you're asking, is the TinyDB related to Firebase database? No, they actually are going to be related when we are going to create the backend, of which I'm hopeful that you're going to start the backend next week. But no, an application as you're going to continue building our designs, you'll be able to see that applications have different, can utilize multiple databases. Okay, so TinyDB is not like Firebase database, but rather TinyDB, you can store data in your mobile phone. And then for Firebase database, you're going to store data in the Firebase in a way that it can load from online. What do I mean? For you to have a local database, it means applications do have local databases because the way you've installed Facebook or you've installed TikTok in your phone, you can, when you install it the first time, it will ask you to log in. Of course, that data is populated somewhere online. It is counter-checked online. But after you after you come back again to that app, there is a way that some of your data is stored locally for it to know that it is Joan who's logged in, who's logged back to TikTok. So there is no need of us asking them again for email and password. Okay, so Leila, you're asking TinyDB, is it multiple? Hmm. What do you mean by multiple? Joan Kome, let me know if I've answered your question. Leila, kindly elaborate. What do you mean by, is it multiple? Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy, Joan. So, Leila, here on data, multiple. Hmm. I mean, do you mean that it can store multiple data? Let me know if that is the case. Oh, yeah. Yes, it can store multiple data. It really can. It's just a matter of you structuring it. You can store multiple data in TinyDB. It's actually a powerful thing. Other than that, we have SQLite as well. You can try that out. So Molly, you're saying you can't wait to try out the assignment. That's really awesome. We are super excited for you to try that assignment out because it's going to guide us even to understand more. Okay, so thank you. I really look forward as well. Great. So any other question before we go to this you interface that is nested? Let me call it nested because you're going to drag and drop a lot of components that are inside one another. Oh, sorry, there is this question. Can you add change language field? Yes, yes, you can. Though it's a bit of logic. It's a bit of logic on your end. It means that yes, you can, in a way that you can have multiple languages in your app. We call it localization in programming terms. We call it localization. But in this case, the logic will be a bit different. It will be a bit harder to explain because localization is not something that is inbuilt in Kodular. You have to think around it in a way that you can build the application in multiple languages. What do I mean? So if a user has selected Swahili, for example, you have to save that option in the database, for example, in a TinyDB database. And then you come to the text boxes in the block section, of course, in the backend, and state that if the language selected is TinyDB, the language that the user has selected is Swahili, then these text boxes should contain Swahili text. So it's something that you can do. So it is possible. That's a great question. You can change language. You can have multiple language, even French, for French speakers, and I don't know, other languages. I think I just know, even if you want it in our local languages, Luya, Kikuyu, you can, you can. So if you really want to have an app that has localization, feel free because we are going to share with you, of course, a form for you to fill in your ideas, and then we'll share the assignment. So any other question before I go to this nested user interface? It's going to be a bit nested, a lot. So I just want to move to that screen if we are at peace first with the questions. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, feel free to ask questions, okay? So let me just stop sharing for a moment because there is a form that it's shared in your groups, of course, but I'm just going to share with you here so that you can be able to fill in your ideas. Let me see. No, not yet. I'll share with you later. Don't worry about that. I'll share with you guys later the form. So let me continue sharing the screen. Where is the Zoom? Great. Share. Fantastic. Oh, great. Now we are going so we are done with those screens. So we are going to create rather another screen called dashboard. Okay, we are going to create a dashboard screen, and in this screen, it's going to look like this. Let me just where is it? Yeah, it's going to look like this. Let me present it. Great. So in this screen, you're going to have something like this. You're going to have something like this. So it's basically a list of salon data. It's basically a list of salon data that we've added. Okay, it's basically a list of salon data that we've added. So I think there is a question. Oh, great. So in this screen, we are going to create, let's create this screen, okay? So let me, okay, I don't know why it cannot, okay. Yeah, great. So we are going to create this screen very quickly. So how do we go about it? We come to Kodular. Let's make sure that we've uploaded the images that we need first. So you're going to click on add screen. And in this add screen, we're going to call this dashboard, like that. Dashboard is always the main page of the screen, or we can call it home page. And then in this page, we can have a line horizontal, kama kawaida, we say center, like that. And then the title, we can call it Salon Smart Dashboard. One word, salon, smart salon, sorry. Smart salon dashboard. Okay. Okay, let me just mute my, okay, sawa sawa. So in the smart salon, in the dashboard, we will, after you rename that, sometimes you might be wondering, or you might ask me a question like this: why is it this one that is, this one is dark, I mean gray, and yet ours is blue? How do we change that? So this one, this color is, this color refers to what we call the primary color. Okay, when we're installing, if you can remember, or if you can recall the previous session, the primary color is the one that is in the app bars, or the one that is used generally in the app bars. Then we have the accent color, and we've chose our accent color as pink, the one that is in the buttons, the one that is in the actions. So for us to change this is very simple. You'll come to screen one. It should only be changed in screen one. And then there is that primary color stroke title bar. So in the primary color stroke title bar, we can use that brown, like that. And then for the color, primary color dark, it's at the status bar, huku juu, where your screen will have batteries, Wi-Fi status, and so on. So it's really important for you to change that for your app to be uniform or custom to you, because you can be able to, yeah, like that. Because you can have it custom to you in a way that the background color of that battery icon there at the top and everything is as well the darker version of brown. So we've chosen brown, like that. So if I come back to the dashboard screen, you can be able to see the difference, like that. Fantastic. So after that, let's just check the properties that you're supposed to put. So we'll start with the background color, and then align horizontal. We've already selected center, and then we make it scrollable. So this is how we go about it. We first make sure that it's scrollable, like that, and then align. The background color is E, E6 times, hash E6 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then FF, like that. And then you can set it. So after you set that, we are now going to drag a card. As you can see, we have a card there, a card view with all padding 0, with 95%, like that. So these are basically the properties that are going to guide you, and we're going to share with you these notes after this session. So let's just have a look at that, and yeah, let's change that. So we have card view. Card view is at the layout group. Click on layout and then views, not views, I mean general layout, and then general. And then you can drag a card like that. So in the card, all the paddings should be 0, Okay, by default is 8, but change it to 0, like that. And then the width of the card, we are going to give it a width of, let me confirm, I think, was it 95%? Yes, 95%. So we are going to change the width to 95%. And then the height, you're going to leave it as it is, like that. So, and then we are going to make sure that another property, align horizontal center, like that. Great. So that's a card. We are done with having that single card. So let's check another property. We have a horizontal alignment or a horizontal arrangement. And in this card, we actually are supposed to rename it to Salon 1 card. Okay. So and then we have a horizontal arrangement inside that card. So let me just come here, and then we are going, as I said before, this user interface is going to be really nested because we want to have, as you can see, we want to have an image there. We have the main horizontal. Let me present because it's too tiny. We have the main horizontal arrangement whereby we are aligning our items horizontally. As you can see, there is an image at the left here. Then we have a space and then a vertical arrangement here at the right, and then a couple of elements in that. So it's very simple. We're going to have this card view having a horizontal arrangement, which is the main arrangement. And then in that arrangement, you're going to have an image, a space, an image towards the left, then a space, and then we are going to have a vertical arrangement that will contain a text, a space, a text, a space, a button, and then a space. As simple as that. So they're really nested, yes, but it's actually no brainer, so as to say. It's really simple to integrate. So the first thing that you're going to put here is a horizontal, to rename this first of all to Salon 1. Salon 1, like that. And then after we've named it, we're going to drag a horizontal arrangement there. And in this horizontal arrangement, the properties is width fill parent, of course. And then we are going to align vertical, of course, is going to be center. And then we are going to remove the background. So we have align, let's start align vertical. We're going to have it as center. And then background color, we are going to remove it so that it's none like that, and then set. And then with fill parent, for you to select fill parent, you have to click there like that. So after you're done with that horizontal alignment, you can use round card if you please, but it's really not important. You can use round card. And then after that, you can come to the user interface group and then drag an image and put it there at the left. Of course, you put it inside the horizontal arrangement. You put it inside the horizontal arrangement. And this image, you can rename it to Salon 1 image because you're going to have a Salon 1 IMG. So IMG is just a short form for image. Yeah. Salon 1 IMG or IMG Salon 1, whichever you prefer. And then you rename that. And then just for me to be clear, this image is inside the horizontal arrangement. So make sure that you've dropped it inside the horizontal arrangement. If you drop it outside, make sure that you've rectified that and drop it inside the horizontal arrangement. So you can be able to see the horizontal arrangement is nested with an image. So in this image, you're going to give it a height of 130 pixels and then a width of 100 pixels. I'll just confirm if that is the case. And then for the picture, we haven't uploaded a picture. In a short while, I'm just going to show you where you can upload images or where you can download free to use images that you want to be penalized. So I'll just go to the downloads, and I think I have some images somewhere here which we can use. Like I already pre-downloaded these images, but we'll make sure that we share with you in the chat. Where are they? Okay. Okay, I think it's in the folders group. Just a second, guys. Just a second. We're gonna find it. Okay, there it is, I think. Okay, I cannot find it yet. I cannot find it yet. But let me just show you the site in which you can download free to use images. You go to Pixabay. You can go to pixabay.com like that. Or other than Pixabay, okay. Shamim has shared with me the images. Let me just download that. Okay, I already have. Okay, all images. Yeah, fantastic. Let me just share with you. Shamim, you can feel free to share with everyone in the group so that you can use it. Thank you for sharing that. Feel free to use those images. It will save us a lot of time, but I'm just showing you where you can easily get the images. We're just sharing with you those images so that you can be able to uh, sort of you can be able to just utilize the images as freely as you can according to our notes. Extract. Okay, great. So I have the images here with me. So just download, make sure that you've downloaded the images, the one that Shamim has just shared with us. Great. So let me upload the images very quickly. So I'll come back to Kodular and then I'll click on upload. Where is it? I'll click on the assets. So if you just want to upload all the images that you need, you can click on the assets, and then you can just open the folder in which the images, where your images are. I know you can't see it because I've just shared only this page, but it's just the normal way of uploading images. So there is an image called calendar solid. Make sure that you have that. Then we have hairstyle 1, hairstyle 2, hairstyle 3, hairstyle 4. I don't know if we used hairstyle 5, but you can just drop hairstyle 5. Yes. And then we have all the images that we need. So in this image, Salon 1, you're going to select in the picture, in the drop down, you're going to select hairstyle 1, like that, and then click on scale picture to fit. Simple. And then you're going to the layout section, in the general section, drag a space, and then drop it after. You'll see a small D there at the top. There is a D here at the top that shows you where you're going to drop the space. You drop that space there, and then you're going to give it a width of about 10 pixels. You can give it 10 pixels or 20 pixels, but I think 10 is suitable. And then after that, as you can remember, when we were looking at this user interface, as you can remember, guys, I was telling you, or I was showcasing to you that this is the entire horizontal arrangement. We have an image and then a space and then a vertical arrangement with a text space, button space. Very simple. So this is what you're going to do. After we've put a space there, we're going to drag a vertical arrangement like that besides the space. And then in this vertical arrangement, everything we are going to, okay, align horizontal, you're going to leave it as left. And then align vertical, you're going to put it as center. It's not really important anyway. We can leave it as it is. And then background color, we are going to choose none. Let it have none as background color. And then height and width, click on fill parent so that it fills the parent of the entire width. Then after that, we are going to drag, let me see, what do we have first? We have a text, and that text is font 18, yeah, font 18, and then font awesome 5 regular. So I'm going to drag a label. It's in the user interface comp group. Drag a label, drop it there. And then this label, font size 18, Okay, I don't know where I've clicked. Yeah, 18. And then we can rename it to uh, New Style Beauty Parlor. Okay, New Style Beauty Parlor. So that is the text, like that. New Style Beauty Parlor, like that, for the text, and leave everything as it is. We can even make it a bit bold if we choose. And I think bold is fine. Then after that, don't worry about this, because it will appear when you install it in your phone, you'll be able to see it. So don't worry about it overlapping here. Then after that, you're going to drag a space. I'll go to the layout general group, then drag a space, drop it below there. And in that space, we are going to give it a height. Let me confirm. It has a height of 10 pixels. It has a height of 10 pixels. So I'm going to give it a height of 10 pixels. So where is it? Height 10 pixels. So you can just type 10 like that. And then after that, we are going to have another text, another label. And that label is just the font that you're going to change, and the text. That is Bamburi, Mombasa, in case your style, that beauty parlor is in Bamburi. Or you can say Kitengela, Nairobi, whichever, depending with where you're coming from. You can just put any text that you like. So you're going to drag a label, put it below there. And then we're not going to change the font size or anything. We're just going to change the typeface to be font awesome 5 regular. And then the label to be, let's say, Kitengela, Nairobi, like that. I think I've written Litengela, Kitengela, yes. And then we are going to drag another space from the layout group, layout, then general. We are going to drag another space like that. I'm not going to change that space yet, because that is the space that I want everything to push, like to push the button to be at the extreme bottom. So after that space, I'm going to drag a button and another space of a height 5 pixels. So it's very simple. And I'll just go to the user interface group, drag a button and drop it after that space. And then I can rename that button to Salon 1 BTN. Salon 1 BTN, like that. Really important for you to rename that. So I know, guys, we said we're going to stop at 11:10. Let's make it 11:15. We're going to stop it at that time. Great. And then we are going to change the background color to pink, because we're almost done anyway. So the background color to pink, and then we are going to change the text to book appointment in capital letters, and then font typeface, font awesome 5 regular. The width of this button should be fill parent, and the shape should be rounded like that. Book appointment. Then finally, we are going to drag a space in the general section. So when everything starts getting crammed up, you now use a blue line to guide you. For example, I want to put a space below. As you can see, the moment I'm dragging a space, you can see drop here, something like that. That's why you're seeing D from this side, because it means drop here. So when I come and the position, you can be able to see it comes after. Let it come after. It's a bit tricky for you to balance, but just give it a try. Drop it there. And then we're going to give it a height of 5 pixels, like that. Yes. And then for this one, we're going to give it a height of fill parent. So it has come up together like that, and we are done with the first one. So for us to make the 4, we are going to use the duplicate group, okay? The duplicate concept. So you can just right click here. Make sure that you've selected the Salon 1 card. If you duplicate this, it will duplicate the wrong thing. You click to make sure that you've selected the Salon 1 card, to make sure that that is the one which is duplicating. So you can right click like that, and then choose, you can choose duplicate. So it is going to create a copy of everything. And then when you duplicate, you can rename that. You can rename that to that is Salon 1 IMG. You can rename that to Salon 2. Salon 2 IMG instead of Salon 2 copy. And then after you've renamed that, you're going to change it to Hairstyle 2. Hairstyle 2. Simple. And then this book appointment, that is called Salon 1 BTN copy. You can rename it to Salon 2 BTN. Like that. Are you seeing how easy it is to use Kodular? It's super easy. Like that. So instead of New Style Beauty Parlor, we can change that to, you can actually give it any name. We have Ashley's Salon. I don't know if there is something called Ashley's Salon, but feel free. Ashley's. It's just for demos, for demonstration purposes. Ashley's Salon. And then you can click on that and then make sure that you rename that to Salon 2. It's not supposed to be Salon 1 anymore. You rename that to Salon 2, like that. And then finally, I hope you've made sure that this screen is scrollable, because when items start getting full, you might not be able to do much. So the rest is very simple. Click there, duplicate, like that very quickly. And then we have the image there. We change that to Salon Hairstyle 3, like that. And then maybe instead of Ashley's Salon, we can rename or we can change that to, let's say, Top Beauty. These words, very hard to come up with, but I know you guys know. Top Beauty Salon. And then, of course, you can change the areas depending on how you like it. And then instead of Salon 2 BTN copy, you can rename that to Salon 3 BTN. It's really important for you to rename the buttons, especially. And if this copy bothers you, you can rename that, but it's not really important because you're going to utilize the buttons more. So this Salon 2 copy, you're going to rename that to Salon 3, like that. That is 23. And then finally, we are now done with this. Finally, you can right click and then duplicate. It will come below it. Yes, and then you can just scroll down, and then instead of hairstyle 3, you can change it to hairstyle 4. And then instead of Top Beauty Salon, you can say classic. Anything, it does not matter. At least it's for demonstration purposes. Classic Salon. And then you can rename that. Instead of Salon 3 copy, you can rename it to Salon 4, the entire card. And then the image, not the image, the button. Actually, the button is the one which is the most important. You can rename that to Salon 4 BTN, like that. And you are done with this screen. You are done with this screen. And we are done also with the session. So any question up to that point? Is it easy to use? So for the images I was telling you about is Pixabay. You can use, you can come to Pixabay, you can find free to use images that you can download. It's for free. Other than pixabay.com, we have Unsplash. Unsplash.com. Unsplash, I actually find it really consumes a lot of bundles because the images are really huge. 12 MB images. You find them really huge. So I don't know why, but I think you can find beautiful images there that you can use for free. For example, you can search in case you want images to do with hairstyles, like that. You can be able to find hairstyle images, yes, like that. So These are just examples of where you can find free to use images and download. So Leila, you're asking how do you duplicate images? You don't actually duplicate images, you duplicate the entire card. Yeah, let me just duplicate one and then I'll, for you to see. You ensure that you've selected the Salon 1 card like that, and then right click, and then click on duplicate. It will duplicate it below or paste it below the entire thing. And then you'll be able to select the correct image that is suitable for that card. So let me just delete that because I should only have 4. Any other question? Any other question before we leave? Okay. Oh, I'm glad, Leila, you found the help. So we will share with you the forms. Okay, let me see. I think we have another question. Just a second. Looking at it ASAP. Yeah, yeah, it's true. You said it needs practice. So Molly, you said you promised us bundle support. Yes, I was very clear about that. Only the bundle support will come in your development phase, in your development of project phase. This is week 2 of learning, and that's why we are very flexible. We are very flexible in terms of your learning and refreshing your knowledge in mobile app development. And it's only once a week. So you can just make sure that you follow up with us. And then on the 6th week, after you've shared your ideas and you're refining your ideas, that's when you're going to get the bundles. Yeah, we'll make sure that we send you. It's really a good amount of support. Only if you show initial commitment. You do your assignments, you follow up with the videos and things like that. It's really flexible. So for now, just use it. And then when we share with you the airtime, you can just feel free to pay the ones that you used before in these sessions and even use as you're developing your projects. So that is it with the airtime support. So how about the assignment? The assignment, I'm going to share with you a screenshot of what you're supposed to do in your WhatsApp groups so that you can be able to try them out. So practice. As you can say, I don't know who this person is, but in Phoenix Hot 7, you're saying it needs practice. Yes, it does. It really needs practice. So practice, and then you have the entire week. We only meet on Saturdays, so it's really flexible. So practice and then make sure that you try out the assignment. It's going to be very easy. The assignment is going to be very easy. Please keep an open mind about the assignment. Any other question? So we will share the sessions of the previous week and this week's. So we'll make sure that this session has uploaded and then share with you alongside the last week's session. So don't worry about that at all. You'll always follow it up. We're also going to share with you the notes so that if you just want to look via the notes, you can follow. If you want to just look via the video, you can follow. Forward it, rewind it, pause it, to make sure that you've gotten everything that you need. Any other question before I close? Okay, fantastic. So thank you guys. I'm now going to stop the meeting. Thank you for making time to join us. Just be encouraged and keep on pushing because this project is about you making solutions that is locally to your benefit your local community, but with our support. Okay, you will have our full support all through this journey. So keep on working on your projects, keep on joining the meetings, doing what is required, and we will support you as much as possible. So also this project, of course, it will boost your CV, or it will boost your resume, because you're indicating that you are participating in creation of projects that is, to help your local community. You're also going to be given certificates only if, of course, at the end you follow us with us through until at the end. Okay? Yeah. So we're really excited for that. Well, thank you as well, Purity, for joining. And I wish you guys all the best. So have a nice day and have an awesome weekend. See you on Saturday, same time. Bye, everyone.